Hi guys, so what I just want to share one of the most important tricky questions which they ask for the interview. Why do I want to share this is because recently I was sitting for a panel interview. Okay, it's one of the most prestigious, this one, so I cannot disclose it in this videos and all. What is the name of that university or the institution or this thing, firm names and all, we cannot disclose it over here, or the panel members name and all, we cannot disclose it. But I want to tell a small story from there. Okay, so our panel was sitting over here, and from our panel my colleague, she was there. So it's like one by one we were basically recruiting. Okay, it's recruiting, this one was coming up. So my colleague started asking questions. My turn was done and her turn started, okay, for asking the question. So it's actually, we'll be grading on each levels. It could be in terms of body language, the way of their communication, the frequency of their answers, how clarity of the thing is going on. So what happened, she asked a question. Okay, she asked me that, okay, for the time being I'll tell the candidate's name as Kiran. So Kiran was there. So my colleague, she asked him, Kiran, tell me, you came from, how do you come to this particular office? She asked, okay. And he was like, so ma'am, I came by a bike. So it was fine. I just reached very quickly. So then she asked the next question is that, see, while you came, you were seeing many traffic lights, no? Traffic lights, and near traffic lights, there will be many beggars sitting, right? Normally, that is a condition which is happening here, right? So the Kiran was like, yes, ma'am, more traffic lights and beggars were also there. And then my colleague asked the question, see, beggars were there. So at that time, did you just ignore the beggars and did you go front? Or did you do something for them? Or you just randomly left out? Okay, so my colleague was sitting over there. She asked this question. So that Kiran was like, no, ma'am, I didn't give anything. I just went away. So stop. No, I want to understand that the crux of this question. Okay, why we are going to ask this question is that to check whether are you service oriented minded. See, when you tell that no, I don't do such kind of things, I just ignore and go, that shows your negligent attitude. For example, any kind of problem is happening, you're not a person to willingly come out of that shelf of your comfort zone and try to resolve it. Okay, this is the first incident. So he got, we just passed him out. And now second question came, okay, second candidate came. She asked the same question. And that time that candidate said, the candidate was like, no, ma'am, I gave the beggar money this much. And then I was happy. Then my colleague countered one more question by stating that, so you give money to this beggar. So, there is huge amount of mafia of beggars which is happening in our particular state. And do you think, are you supporting for this? So she started arguing over that. So now stop. I want to understand over here that when my colleague is asking such kind of question, you should be very logical enough, because that will show that how much updated are you regarding the current affairs. I think in newspapers recently also you could see, there's beggars mafia which is going on. For example, in terms of eye transplantation or kidney, this one, they're just doing it through forceful means or through this thing. This was there in the newspaper. So she's just trying to check whether are you a person who is very well aware of the current affairs. Now, third person came. The third person, her name was, I think the candidate's name was Chaitra, something like that. So when Chaitra came, and my colleague has the same question. So at that time, that candidate answered in a beautiful way. She said that, ma'am, I didn't give any kind of monetary ways of helping this one, because I know that the present situation of this one is not applicable, because there is huge amount of theft or robbery, or it could be in terms of big mafias working under it. So I gave a food packet for them, and by the end of the day I was able to provide a service. Now that person got recruited. Why? That person got an highest point. Even me, I was sitting in the panel, I was really astonished. I gave good marks. Now why is this particular question? Because that shows the attitude on how you try to respond to the correct situation with the aware of current knowledge. So in an interview, it's not about just like, okay, you spoke very well, you are going with very good tie, shirt, coat and all you're wearing and then going. That is not how an interview really functions. Here in an interview, we try to observe your psychological mindset. That is very important. So think very logically, communicate in a very understanding manner. Okay, I hope this is the message which I want to share with you. Hope you got the entire crux of it. Let's catch up for the next video. Until then, goodbye. And if you want to have a session with me or something like that, or help me out, helping you out with any kind of aspect, all my link is in the description box. Just be happy to reach out to me. I'll be much blessed to help you out.